can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat.
This is ESBR Boxing. Delighted as always to be joined in Doncaster today by Frank Smith. Frank, good to be joined by you. Enemy territory here today, I feel like.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. We're friends now. No. We're all one big family.
Yeah, obviously a few years ago it would have been unheard of you being on the top table at a Queensbury press conference, but how does it differ from kind of a matchroom press conference for you?
No, not really. I try not to do too many press conferences myself. It's all the same, isn't it? It's all the same. No one wants to hear from us anyway. They want to hear from the fighters.
Exactly. On Dave, obviously massive fight for him this weekend against Filip Hrgović. How do you describe how he's been, and how does he look to you mentally, preparation-wise, compared to previous fights?
You can see how happy he is. Look how happy he is. I think because he's done more already than he ever expected, and boxing has given him more than he ever expected. So for him, this is a bonus. To be able to fight in front of 10,000 of his friends, family here in Doncaster. Who would have believed it? And he gets this shot. So, I think he's in a great place, both mentally and physically. And we're in for a big shock on Saturday night when he upsets our animal.
Yeah, obviously, we've seen massive shocks recently in boxing, actually being the main one. If Dave does do the business, is it just a case of trying to get him a top 5 heavyweight, trying to get him the most money possible?
Dave is an interesting character because he's not really the kind of person that you can say what he wants next, because who knows what he wants next? Do you know what I mean? I don't think even he knows. I think he's just focused so much on what's here. Yeah. The reality of the situation is he beats Filip Hrgović. He can really have any heavyweight fight he wants because he puts himself in the place to get those fights because he's a commercial draw and he's just shown he can beat the number 5 heavyweight in the Ring Magazine rankings. So, Saturday night first, then we go from there.
Fantastic. Speaking of heavyweights, obviously everyone's talking about Joshua Fury now. I know you're not going to tell me kind of the date or the venue if you know at all, but I know you're passionate about events. I just want to talk about venues. If that fight happens in the UK, does it have to be at Wembley Stadium for you?
It would be fitting, wouldn't it? But let's see. I can't say for sure, but it would be fitting if it did. The key is, for me though, is making the fights happen, and it's finally been made, and that should make everyone happy.
I did want to ask, because I think Eddie mentioned it in an interview, the fight is, we're being told, possibly happening in November. If that is the case, is Cardiff an option for you, or would you really want it to be at Wembley if it's in the UK?
Look, I think Wembley would be fitting. We've done shows outdoors during that period as well. But who knows, it needs to fit around other schedules of what these stadiums have got going on as well, of course.
So you were in Dublin earlier this week. Outlets reporting today that it's done. Kate Taylor, September 5th, but...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reporting. I'm not sure where they got the news from it's done, but it's moving in the right direction. There's still a lot of work to be done. Hopeful we can get it done and over the line, because it will be a moment where the whole country stands still. It's a bit like what AJ Fury will be. That's when you spend time in Dublin and in Ireland and you see how loved Katie Taylor is. That's what that moment will be.
Have opponents start to be discussed yet?
Not really. I mean, there's some discussions, but not too much. The focus is more getting the show up and running.
All right, we'll leave it there. Frank Smith, thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.